As we pan down from the goods yard and across the station platforms, we can see that the layout is now starting to take shape. And now we get to the railway inn and the main street, where some villagers have stopped to talk to the postman, and across the road the district nurse is just about to visit one of her local patients. But further along we come to an unused space which is quite an odd shape and could be difficult to fill, so I decided this could be a good place to build an allotment. After cutting a shape to fit, I coloured it and then added in a cinder path and a pavement around the edges. I bought some Tasma vegetation packs to start filling in the various plots, and the first one I used was a pack of sweet corn stalks. After pre-drilling the base, I fitted the stalks in place, and then I gave the ground a liberal coating of AK's muddy ground product. After pre-painting the next plot and letting it dry, I then proceeded to make some rows of raised ridges ready for the next crop of vegetables. These consisted of a selection of cabbages, once again from the Tasma range. The cabbages were simply planted into the wet ground mixture whilst it was still wet. Just to speed things along a little bit, I've now added some climbing beans, a paling fence, which is a scale model sceneries product, and a pigeon loft. I wanted to try some different types of product on the allotment, so the second set of items I ordered were some knock laser cut kits. These laser cut kits are quite delicate and sometimes difficult to put together, but once done the overall effect is very pleasing. After preparing the ground once again, some previously constructed runner beams on climbing frames were then installed. The final section of ground was then prepared, and into this was planted the selection of laser cut vegetation such as turnips and leeks. and the little space in the corner was made into a compost heap using a selection of burnt and dried grasses. And finally it was time to start adding some figures, and the first one was old Stan with his wheelbarrow. The only space left still to fill was there to provide a home for the greenhouse and cold frames kit which I had previously prepared. This had been painted and weathered and glazed, and then had various pot plants placed inside it. And the cold frames also had a selection of various garden produce in them, but had been left open, seeing as it was a nice warm summer's day. So now we see the allotment virtually finished, with just a bit more paling fencing needed to fit along the front. Whilst Owen tries to coax down his racing pigeon so he can ring in its arrival time, Jan sorts out the compost pile. With the allotment virtually completed, let's leave them working away on a pleasant summer afternoon and now move on to a new project.